Indiana, Ohio State, this time for the Big Ten Championship. Everybody's playing nice this week. Heard Signetti's undefeated Hoosiers are being very complimentary of the Buckeyes. He himself said, from a recruiting perspective, we're not there yet. This win would give us a lot of boost towards that, but that's what we're aspiring to be still. The standard Ohio State has set. Ohio State's undefeated Buckeyes, Ryan Day, is also being complimentary. He went back to the Google Me quote and said, yeah, what did he say? He said, Google him. He was right. I Googled him, and all he does is win, and he's still winning. This is going to be a big game. Both sides know what is ahead of them. I think this is the toughest game either team has played. These are the top two teams in the country in all of college football. They've earned that right, and I think it's very real. And this should be a classic if both sides play up to what their ceiling is in the Big Ten Championship this Saturday night. The spread is Ohio State -4. I will remind you, the last time these two programs met, it ended with Kurt Signetti punting multiple times in opposing territory. It ended with Will Howard extinguishing a pretend cigarette and saying, Google that on the sideline as Ohio State stomped Indiana last season. But I do think this Indiana team is significantly better. And I think, I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I can say that with true sincerity. Carr, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Honestly, I think that Indiana, to me, actually, how do I want to go about this? I think Indiana in this game is the one with more to prove. I think that this game is at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's in their backyard. I think it's going to be damn near a home game for them. Even though there's going to be a lot of Ohio State fans. Don't get me wrong.
I
I think
don't think it's
there's.
going to feel like a home game.
You don't think so?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Indiana fans will travel. This is Ohio State football we're talking about.
That's true, and it's just the Indiana. You're right. That's fair.
The,
Okay, but even
the,
throwing out that point,
the big house didn't feel like a home game last week. Like,
it was freezing,
I know, but
and that was a legit home game.
Ohio State still sold that. Like, there was a lot of red in that crowd.
that was fucking 3-win, 3-loss Michigan.
It's a lot of red in that crowd.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm with you on that. Also those people haven't seen Ohio State beat Michigan in a while, so they were going to show up for that. They always beat Indiana. But I think that Indiana is the one that has more of a statement to make in this one, given how it went last year, and also given that like they win this game, they're the number one overall seed, right?
Yeah, whoever wins this game is number one overall seed. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to play for. I do think motivationally it probably means a little more to Indiana, just given where this program is at. Ohio State being a program that, did not win the Big Ten championship last year, but still won a national title. Finally just got over the Michigan hump. Like, spot wise, I think you could convince me, oddly enough, this is a letdown spot knowing that both these teams are still going to be in the playoff and Ohio State finally, extinguished the Michigan Demons. That's a real thing. Whereas Indiana like has circled this for an entire year. The same way I think Ohio State has circled Michigan. So, but I don't know. I think with two elite football teams, sometimes I think it's hard to actually say motivation is going to favor one side or the other. This is still a game for a trophy. It's a Big Ten championship. I have a hard time believing Ohio State's not going to get up for this one, even if Indiana has a slight edge there.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. And also I think there's a little bit of like and I wonder if you think this too. You think there's a little bit of Ryan Day who's like, you know what? I'm sick of hearing about Cincinnati. Like, dog, I just won a national championship.
And Kurt Signetti just won his second straight Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Cincinnati this, Cincinnati that. Like, I own Cincinnati.
I mean, that's what's on the table for Day here for sure, right? If you blow out Indiana this year, like you basically shut all the Signetti on my level questions forever if you're Ryan Day.
Yeah,
So, but I don't know. I like it doesn't seem all that likely it's going to happen. Indiana's significantly better than they were a year ago. Do you agree?
yeah. No, I agree. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not expecting there to be just like a caliber difference where last year in the big games it felt like Indiana just wasn't good enough. I like the Oregon data point to me, even the Penn State data point. I know Penn State like had a terrible stretch of the season. They rattled off like six straight wins to end the year. Like Indiana held up well against the quote unquote power teams on their schedule this year.
Hmm.
So I think they'll be able to. I think they have a chance to win. That's the best way I can put it. I think Indiana has a chance to win this game. In a way, last year I wanted to talk myself into it, but it still felt like they needed to like upset Ohio State. This
Yeah.
this, this won't feel like an upset if Indiana proves themselves to be the better team, which is a crazy testament to Signetti.
Yeah. I think so. The only thing though is I don't know, when you look at it in this Ohio State team, the defense is, I mean, I know Indiana's defense is great too. I might be a prisoner of the moment. I ain't seen uh Ohio State defense like this in a while. Like
I think it's
Reese
their
is
best ever.
dog, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's their best ever. They got playmakers everywhere. Caleb Downs is insane, but he's just one of many
Right. Arvell Reese is a
players.
sicko.
Yeah, right. And then, oh, by the way, they have the best talent in all of college football, Jeremiah Smith, offensively. So,
And also like Carnell Tate is probably a top 15 pick.
yeah. So, where does Indiana have the advantage? If we're saying Ohio State has a historically elite defense, Ohio
Quarterback
State
spot.
has better playmakers at the receiver spot, even though Surratt's amazing.
Quarterback.
You think Indiana has the better quarterback in this game?
I think people would say that's the spot they had the better position in, yes.
What do you think?
I think it's a toss up.
Give me saying. Straight up, give me saying.
See, I think I feel that way too, but I feel like it's not giving Mendoza his credit though.
Mendoza's good. I'm in a weird spot with Indiana because I think they're the second best team in the country. I just think Ohio State's better. I think Signetti's the best coach in the country. If you ask me that same question, where does Indiana win? It's coaching. I need Sig masterpiece, and it could happen. Like
Sig needs to exercise demons.
I have that much respect for Signetti. I will not be surprised if Signetti like pulls magic tricks for 60 minutes and wins this game. Um, I just yeah, I dude, I think I'm being blinded by last week when I bet Mendoza ladders against the worst secondary in the conference against Purdue, and he
Mhm.
was terrible. I mean, he was missing throws the entire first half cart. Um, but then it started to make me look back at earlier moments in the season under a different lens. That pick six against Oregon was terrible.
Yeah, it was that shit was bad.
It was
It was
terrible.
and like if I'm not mistaken, I feel like Oregon was able to run on them dudes.
Yeah, yeah,
Bo Jackson looked that the freshman Jackson. I mean, they ran the ball against Michigan like what 40 times.
yeah.
It
So
could
I
it
don't know.
could it could be a wear him down game.
I'm just talking strictly quarterback, though. I saying after he made the mistake against Michigan in the first drive, I thought he played a flawless three quarters on the road in that environment in the snow.
Yeah.
That won me over forever. Like I don't think you can shake Julian saying. I think you can shake Mendoza, and I know he gets credit for the Penn State drive, which featured the most heroic catch I've seen from a player in like 15 years.
Yeah.
So,
True.
um, if it comes down to quarterback play, I also side Ohio State. I don't know where Indiana wins this game. I think they're going to have to like do some. I don't know. Like they're going to have to run the ball effectively, win the turnover battle, like win this game on the margins, and I think they can do that. I think they can keep up and just try to capitalize when Ohio State makes a mistake. But I don't see a clear advantage on either side of this game for Indiana.
I think they got a big balls it too.
Like put all the chips on the table.
Yeah, I think you gotta. Last year they didn't go out swinging.
This year, go out swing. You have the firepower to go out swing. Go
Like
out.
you better dog, don't get that conservative. No. If it costs you right and Ohio State runs you out of there, all right, that's ass. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the attitude that you put out there, like that Signetti puts out to the world, like on that, like on it with everything on the field.
Yeah,
We're not punting on the 40.
right. I do want to say this. I think Ohio State's vulnerable early in games. Looking back, they trailed Purdue at the end of the first quarter, trailed Michigan at the end of the first quarter. Um, I believe they were up 3 on Penn State at halftime. Like to me, you can get Ohio State early. I think they've played ultra conservative all year long, and just you if you have success on your first drive, if you can maybe force a negative play like Michigan did against Sayin, you can pounce on Ohio State early. And I think Indiana, if they did that, if they got up 7-10 in the first half, they have the firepower those other teams haven't to outlast Ohio State. So from a betting perspective, I know this isn't a betting preview, but I'm going to be looking at Indiana like first quarter, Indiana first half. I think that's where the Buckeyes are vulnerable. I think if we do get Signetti full steam ahead, let's go for the throat. I like Indiana's chances of making some statement plays early with a juiced up crowd behind them, kind of come out the gates. We're the hungrier team. I just don't know if it's going to last 60 minutes because I have immense respect for what this Ohio State team is. Do you have any final thoughts before we give a prediction?
I think that it's going to be close, but eventually I think that the talent of Ohio State is just going to wear on Indiana a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The line is Ohio State -4. What do you got?
I got Ohio State. I'm gonna go Ohio State 30, Indiana Indiana 20.
Close into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and then a last kind of fourth quarter backbreaker Jeremiah Smith touchdown
Yeah. Okay.
on an awful Gus Johnson call.
Do you want to believe in Signetti at this level? Like, obviously, Signetti's proven.
I don't want to, but at a certain point, like I can't really deny it unless I'm just being a hater.
Here's my issue. I want to bet Indiana money line in this game. I want to believe Signetti is the best coach in American sports history. Like, I really think that's on the card. It's why I ranked him ahead of Painter like a month ago. I truly believe what he's doing in Indiana, doing actively, is not done yet. It's going to get better and better. I think it's the greatest coach I've ever watched in my life. And I don't want to bet against that guy. I keep coming back to this, man. Indiana is a lot better than they were a year ago. But so is Ohio State.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't think people want to admit. I think this Ohio State team is a lot better than they were a year ago. This defense is elite. Sayin has not skipped a beat. I trust him more than I trust Will Howard. I just I have to give credit where credit is due to Ohio State. I think Indiana's going to make this real dicey. In fact, Cart, I think it's going to be a tie game with 3 minutes left. And on 4th and 5 from the Ohio State 45-yard line, Kurt Signetti's going to punt.
Oh no.
And Ohio State's going to go down and kick game-winning field goal.
Oh no. Not a
Uh,
punt gate.
Give me Ohio State by 3.